Hi guys, I'm Tony. Welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'm just going to be talking a little bit about some of the film photos that I took over this past Thanksgiving. So the film camera that I use for these photos is the Olympus Trip AF31, and I got this camera at a local flea market here in Seville that happens every Thursday. I got it for 10 euros. Me and my friend both got film cameras, so it was joint for 2 for 20. The roll of film that I use is Fujifilm 200, and this is my by far favorite combination of roll of film to camera to use. I noticed that when I've taken photos on this camera with 400 film, specifically Kodak, that I don't really like how the colors turn out, but always when I use this Fujifilm 200 that the colors turn out exactly how I envision them to. So that's why I primarily tried to stick with 200, even though I will tend to take some photos outside and the developers will have to do a little work, but I still like how they turn out in the end. A little bit about the week, we basically just like sang happy birthday, and I got him this like special type of cake, which was tortilla de patata, which is super typical here in Spain, and it's just like eggs, potatoes, onions made into this like really thick omelet. And we put candles in it and we sang happy birthday to him, and I took a couple photos on my film camera. They ended up turning out pretty well. It was really bright outside. It was the middle of the day, but we closed the blinds so that it wouldn't be super bright. For the first photo, it came out really underexposed because I didn't have the flash on, and I always, like with this camera, like to take one photo without flash and one photo with flash just to see what it's gonna look like, because they turn out super different when you do and when you don't. So for the first photo, really underexposed, and then for the second photo the flash was on, and so it looked a lot better. But this photo looks like it was taken in the middle of the night, but it was actually like middle of the day, super bright outside. The next photos that we took after we kind of sang happy birthday and stuff, we went to go meet his parents out in the city center. It turned out that there's some really cool like windy streets there, and we stumbled upon this really amazing fountain, and so we took a couple pictures there. When I took it to the local camera store to get them developed, I don't know how to explain exactly what it is, but when a photo has like super low contrast, it gets this like interesting shadowy look. So originally when I got the photos back, it had that, but I edited them to get rid of that, and so it just looked like a really low lit photo, but with a little bit of flash like hitting my face so you could still see me, because we took this around I think 6 or 7 p.m. so it was really dark outside. And so that was it for pretty much the first day when he was here. The next day, after I had training, we went into the city center again. We went to the city center pretty much every day because they were only here for 3 days and wanted to see like a lot of things. And this was pretty much our main day to see everything pretty much super touristy in Seville. And as we were walking to the metro station, the lighting outside was really good, so I asked him to take a couple photos of me, and I took a couple of him too, just in my neighborhood, and I really liked how they turned out. I really like how in the first photo the clouds like are really noticeable, but also are really subtle, and I really like the photos that my boyfriend is able to take with me. It sometimes takes something to get used to taking photos on this camera, because you think that after you flash that you want to like okay move on and like keep walking or something, but you kind of have to like hold it for a little bit so that you're not getting like a super shaky image, because it takes a bit for the camera to register the shot. So he did like really well with getting these photos of me. And after that, once we arrived into the city center, we met up with his mom and his dad for coffee, just like on the river, and I was able to get a couple of really like nice shots of just like our environment, and then also of like him and his mom and his dad together, like walking, and then also his mom was able to take like a really cute photo of me and him. And then for the next couple photos was when we arrived at the Setas de Semana. No, I don't know why I don't know, it's called Las Setas de Sevilla, but for whatever reason, I always call it Setas de Semana. It's just like not correct at all. So we went to Setas de Sevilla, this really cool architectural building. I guess they kind of do look like mushrooms if you like really look at it, but that's like not the first thing that I thought of when I saw them. And so we went and saw that, and you can also take an elevator to the top of the mushrooms and walk along the top of them and see super amazing views of the whole city. And so we did that, and I think that we went at the most like opportune time because the sun was setting and the sunset was just amazing. After that, we went and grabbed a bite to eat at a restaurant, and then I was able to get tickets to the men's game. They were playing Europa League, and I took one film photo while the game was going on. I think it turned out well, especially with like it being really dark outside, and then also there being really harsh like lights in the stadium. The next day, which was the last day, we, me and Jake, I guess, kind of went into the city center ourselves, spent some quality time together, and I think this is when I took a good amount of my photos on this camera, and just a really beautiful day out, so I was just snapping a couple of pictures of us walking in the city center. And this photo here of Jake and the cathedral in the background and some palm trees and like the Christmas lights is my favorite photo of like the whole trip. I also gave him my camera to take some photos of me too, because on the second one it showed up a little bit blurry, but I like really liked the effect of that, and I thought that it was really cool, so I was really proud of him for that. And then we went and ate at an Indian restaurant, which I thought was super cool. Some of the spiciest food I've ever had in Spain, so I will definitely be going back there again. And just took a photo of me, and then for the rest I had, I think, 2 more photos left, and so I just took a photo of one of the streets in Seville, and then the last one I took of him at this cafe that was outside of his parents' hotel, and that was pretty much it for the trip. But yeah, I think I've taken maybe 5 or 6 rolls on this camera, and I'd have to say that this roll of film and another one that I took with one of my friends in the city center, my favorite roll of film that so far that's like come out. I think all the photos turned out like exactly how I thought they would, and like how I envisioned them to look when I was taking the photo. And so I was really happy about that. I'll try and do like a lot of videos like this, because this is really what I'm super interested in and what I like to do. And yeah, just look out for my next video, which will be a vlog of me and my brother spending Christmas together here in Seville. And so, yep, if you like this video, you can just like it and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos of me. Thanks.